Goddamn. The fuck, man. Oh, goddamn. Good old WWE. They never fail. 2025.
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel deflated.
Yeah, just
I really do. I really do. It kind of I don't know, man. It kind of just feels a little deflating, bro. It kind of does. It's just been a it has been a just non-eventful year, bro. It has been a non-eventful year, and I don't know. This Money in the Bank show, it was all right. It was I would say it was a good show, man, but just I just had like the two biggest things you put on the show, I just seriously fucking question, dude, cuz obviously the Money in the Bank ladder match for the men was, in my opinion, it was fucking awesome. And then you just kill it at the end with the lamest, weakest fucking move possible, with Seth fucking Rollins winning the briefcase, and then he doesn't even come out in the main event, which then makes me go back and say, why was that the fucking main event?
I don't understand, dude. Like tonight, wouldn't say it was bad, but it was just it happened. It was fine. Glad Naomi won. That was like the big positive for me tonight. But other than that, again, the men's match was good, and then the ending just shit on it, dude. And then you had that boring ass, fucking lame main event, and I'm just sitting here wondering why the men's Money in the Bank wasn't the main event. I don't get what the WWE thought process was tonight.
Man, I really don't, bro. I really don't. You know, they bring back R-Truth. And again, just it's just deflating, man. It's just fucking deflating, because you know, I'm happy they brought him back. You know, I didn't think he should have ever got cut in the first place. But the reason it's just deflating is, man, this is John Cena's farewell tour, and we are still wrapped up with R-Truth teaching him lessons. I mean, it's just fucking deflating, man. I mean, this is just this farewell tour is just I when this is all said and done, I seriously hope WWE does not make me seriously resent how they have done this whole farewell tour, because they are really on that fucking road, and this is not at all what John Cena should have been doing. And this is not what he should be doing in his last summer.
No, and the more we get him teaming with Logan Paul, him facing all these people, man, it just makes me think, like, dude, the heel turn moment was incredible, a phenomenal moment, but all I'm thinking about is how much I would rather seen him face people like Gunther, Braun Breaker, be a baby face and face a lot of these heel people, dude. Like, it did have some really cool moments with, like, Randy Orton, and it's gonna have really cool moments when we get to, like, AJ and Punk, but this in the middle phase, dude, is just so just there and just disappointing overall.
Yeah, it is, man. It is.
It's not that I'm not happy he's rehired. I am. But, like, it shouldn't have happened in the first place. Why would I thank WWE for just fixing a fuck up that shouldn't happen in the first place? That's just my opinion. I don't think we should be thanking WWE. I'm sure we should be thankful that they listen to the fans, but this shouldn't have happened in the first place. So it's just something. I am glad they listened, and this is why people chant "We want truth" during matches, and that's why you make the tweets that you do, because you get results. and this is what that was. So I'm glad it worked out, and I'm glad he's rehired, but it shouldn't have happened in the first place.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Just it's just yeah, just that men's Money in the Bank, like I said, with Rollins, and then all the rumors around Roman Reigns coming back. I feel like everything just kind of perfectly aligned for tonight. So when we ended with that tag match and nothing of controversy happened afterwards, again, it was just kind of deflating, man. It was just kind of fucking deflating. Yeah, it's just deflating, dude. It's deflating. It just again, it's very 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 bad decision. Very bad decision there, man. Yeah, they have a great match. They have a great match. It all goes into Seth Rollins winning. Again, just a deflating ending for me, and then nothing in the main event. Nothing in the main event. So again, it just made me go back and question, why was this in the main event? Why was this, of all matches, in the main event? The match was not good until maybe the last 5 minutes.
Literally, it was, the ending sequence was cool, but like most of the match was a fucking drag. Why was that the main event? Why, at the end of the day, why did it even happen in the first place? You put John Cena and Logan Paul together versus Cody and Jey Uso. What did you think you were gonna get out of that? Exactly what you got. A bore fest.
Yeah, I don't know. Bad decision. Bad decision, man. Yeah, it just, man, it's so head scratching too, because of what they did last night on SmackDown. They had Rollins beat the shit out of damn near the whole fucking field,
and he still won. Like,
and he still just won the match. Like, bro,
way to make the rest of the roster look great.
Like, man, nobody gets the light of day, man. Andrade, Gable, LA Knight, Penta, Solo. Out of all those guys, you go with fucking Seth Rollins.
Someone who's done this before. Someone who literally has the power to really get any championship match he wants. So it's pointless for him to be established people, unless it's an established person that had a low period. Then they could maybe, go for Money in the Bank. But established people should not be winning Money in the Bank. You could put them in the match to, throw some competition, throw an older guy in there. That always makes sense. But they should never win it, because they don't need to win it. That negates the whole purpose of the Money in the Bank briefcase.
See, to me, Money in the Bank should be for guys that have never been world champions, like Sir K just said, man. And to put it on Seth, I just thought was an incredibly weak move, and it was just something to me that did not make sense, because if you have Paul Heyman on Monday Night Raw telling Sami Zayn every other fucking week, I can get you a WWE Championship match, all you have to do is go to SmackDown. How the hell can Paul Heyman get Sami fucking Zayn, a guy who's never been world champion, a title match like that, but he can't get Rollins one?
How did Paul Heyman have the power to make a match, a main event at WrestleMania match, have the power to, like you said, give Sami Zayn a SmackDown world title match, but he doesn't have the power to just give Seth? Like, that's a massive fucking logic gap, dude. Like, that's the whole point that they have Paul Heyman, is so they could have the leverage like that. So, and even, they didn't say it when they were when Paul Heyman was in that backstage segment with AJ, but I'm sure they easily could have slipped there that he could have got him an instant title shot for the IC title if he didn't, continue in the Money in the Bank chase. It's so inconsistent. He did not need to be in this match. He definitely did not need to win it.
Now Seth Rollins is going to carry this briefcase, man, and do not, especially because there was not a tease or anything tonight, do not be shocked if he cashes that thing in on Monday in order for WWE not to have Gunther suffer another loss at the hands of Jey Uso.
I wouldn't be shocked, dude. I thought it was going to be tonight, especially with this match main eventing. That's why I thought this match was going to main event. And none of that shit happened. So there's another title match with their main target, Jey Uso, facing the likes of Gunther. To me, that does scream cashing in on Monday, man. And I don't know if he's going to win it or not. They still are teasing Roman heavily, so I'm still assuming he's going to come back and screw Seth when he attempts his cash in. So I don't even know how it's going to go, dude. And at this point, I don't even know what direction I want it to go in. I don't even know if I want Seth to beat it from Jey. I don't know if I just want Jey to just lose it naturally at this point. Jey does have the most cash-inable face ever, so I mean it's not too out of field, but like I don't know, man. I don't know, but I think definitely some fuckery is gonna happen on Monday, and I think that's when we're gonna see the return of Roman, and it's gonna be very obvious what they are doing Monday, and if you're doing that Monday, you genuinely might as well have just done it tonight and got it over with like you did last year. Because I guess Triple H really doesn't see the value in Money in the Bank, even though he still gets the women's winner, right? So I don't get it with that, man.
Every year, bro. Every fucking year. We have yet, like I was saying it yesterday. I was saying it yesterday on Friday. I was saying it yesterday on Friday news, but dude, this guy every single year, you know, we heard the story last week that, you know, he hates Money in the Bank and all these other things, but you know, I said it then. This guy every single year gets the women's winner correct, yet he fucks up the men's every single fucking year. I just don't understand at this point, man. And honestly, those reports about him not liking LA Knight, look, man, the more and more time moves on, the more and more, again, you don't need reports. You don't need,
it's obvious.
You don't need somebody to sit there and tell you, you know, you don't need to, you don't need anybody to sit there and tell you anything. All you have to do is have a pair of fucking eyeballs and a pair of ears.
He don't like them.
And you can just tell. I mean, again, what more does this guy have to, like, honestly, what more does this guy have to do? Like, it is honestly getting frustrated at this point, to the point I don't even fucking want to see him in the Money in the Bank ladder match ever again.
No, it's pointless. You're gonna keep teasing something that if now tonight was your last shot to ever do it. He can't win Money in the Bank after this because it'd just be pointless. It was arguably pointless this year, but this year you at least have your idea. Okay, third time's a charm. And that was your last time. If he ever wins that thing, which under Triple H, I don't know if he will, he needs to win a world title just straight clean now. It's pointless for him to be Mr. Money in the Bank now.
Man, I don't get it. I don't get it. He don't like Money in the Bank. He don't like LA Knight. Again, Logan says too. Apparently he doesn't fucking like Chad Gable either.
Like Karrion Kross.
What the fuck?
Unless you're Samoan, man, you can't get over on your own, I guess.
I don't understand. I just don't understand why, you know, WWE, you know, sings Jey Uso's praises, yet you have a guy like LA Knight on SmackDown who's gotten over, and people want to see this guy win Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is in LA this year, and you give it to the easy way out. You fucking trot out the back door.
Yeah, you did the fucking coward's answer and just went with Seth again because you don't have any balls to fucking choose anybody else.
If you were going to put that briefcase on Rollins, you are 3 years too late. It should have happened the year that Austin Theory won it.
Exactly.
That would have been somewhat interesting because he hated Roman Reigns at the time and Roman was still champ.
Simple.
You could have had him cash in on what would that have been? The WrestleMania 39 main event of what would have been Cody and Roman, if at the time is what people were thinking when Money in the Bank rolled around in 2022. But that didn't happen. And we have Seth Rollins win the fucking men's briefcase tonight.
Lame.
Lame as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that Yeah, I don't know. That was a weak move, man. That was a weak move. Yeah. The ending, the ending to that men's ladder match and then the main event in general was just not really the strongest way to end the program.
No, not at all.
So, with that, before we move on here to some of the other stuff, how's everybody doing? Thank you guys so very much for joining us here today for your Money in the Bank post-show review 2025. And with that, if this is your first time watching, as you know how the show works, every Monday we're on here after Raw with NHP Unscripted, and every Friday at 3 p.m. Central with the news. And for the pay-per-views for both WWE and AEW, we are live directly after the show goes off the air with the official post-show review. If you guys did miss yesterday's edition of the news, episode 269, that is available for you guys on all platforms. That is Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to see it first, join us right here live every Friday at 3 p.m. Central with the Newsman. Also, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official NHP merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video, where you can find this beautiful piece of Notorious Heels merchandise live on there as we speak, man. So with that, if this is your first time watching and you guys do not know who we are here at the Notorious Heels, I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. Sir K, tell us what you're smiling about today.
Well, still can't do that, man. But overall, man, I'm doing good. Just been chilling out, man. It was a good weekend so far. Had a fun day overall, despite, my gripes with this show. Yeah, I've had a fun day so far. So, yeah, excited for upcoming events like All In and Evolution and all that. Night of Champions, I guess. We'll talk about that later. Overall, man, I'm doing good, man. Like Durante always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good. Family's good. How is everybody doing in the live chat? How's everyone doing in the replay? What about you, bro? How are you doing?
I am doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good, man. Just enjoying the weekend. Enjoying the weekend, man. Just enjoying the weekend and whatnot. Nothing too much. Nothing too much going on, bro. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Had a fun night watching wrestling. Can't say I had a fun night with some of these outcomes here, but fun night just watching the show in general. And that's basically about it, dude. Nothing new at all over the last day. But yeah. So as Durante always asks, I'm good. Family's good. How about you, Durante, Logan, Bell, Joe, Todd, and my man Hunter? How are you guys doing? Thank you guys so very much for joining us here today for the news.
For the news?
What am I talking about? For the Money in the Bank post-show review. What
Just
the fuck am I talking about? That main event fucked me up, bro. Yeah, not gonna lie to you guys, man. I do not think R-Truth's release or expiration of contract was a work.
No.
I think we even got I think we just got a story from PW Insider that said the decision to bring him back was made in the last 72 hours.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was a work at all. I think that was TKO doing damage control because of the chants, and I think they seen the online reaction, which was a good thing. It's a good thing. If this fans complained a lot about a lot of people that got released during the Vince era. Vince didn't give a shit to bring them back. So I can at least appreciate they seen it, assessed the situation, and figured that the best option there for everybody would be just to bring the man back. So I'm glad.
Exactly. I'm glad they overall did make the good decision bringing him back. I do not think it was a work. I think it's very obvious it is damage control, and I'm glad they conducted damage control because they fucked up. They shouldn't have done it in the first place, but they did it. And I'm glad that the fans chanted "We want truth" all those times and did all those tweets, man, because look, it paid off, man. So I'm very glad they made the right decision in the end.
Yeah. Me too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for too, Hunter. I am waiting for the response for Karrion Kross as well. Again, like we just mentioned, with LA Knight, apparently with Money in the Bank, and Karrion Kross as well. If Triple H don't like you, I mean, you just get the muddy boot to the face, bro. Because I don't understand, man. I don't understand. And two, a guy like LA Knight, I really don't know what much more you need to ask from him.
No, I don't.
You know, they said he can't wrestle. So what has he gone and done over the past year and a half? Damn near every time he's on a show, he has one of, if not the best match on the card.
Mm-hmm.
He is not no slouch in the ring. I don't understand what the problem is here. I don't understand. I don't get it.
I don't get the deterrent. You know, some people, there are those deterrents. Well, yeah, their matches aren't that good. But dude, his matches are great. He's still over. He still kept his momentum when you did nothing to help his momentum.
Oh.
He was able to still keep it to this day. He could cut a promo. He doesn't rely too much on his catchphrases like a certain somebody. I don't know what you're missing with this guy. I really don't.
And 2 years ago, you told us good things come to those who wait. He has waited for 2 years, and all he has received is 2 U.S. championship reigns.
Mm-hmm. One ended by Nakamura.
I don't understand sometimes, bro. I just do not understand sometimes. Yeah. So before we get to Money in the Bank, WWE has decided to spring upon us on SmackDown this. On SmackDown, they decide to spring upon us a King and Queen of the Ring tournament at Night of Champions. Why the show was just not called King and Queen of the Ring, again, I have no idea. They decided to go with Night of Champions. To me, it honestly seems like it was probably a last-minute decision to bring it back.
Oh, most definitely.
Yet, what do they go and do? Instead of a 16-person one-on-one tournament, they decide to give us this. They decide to give us 4 fatal 4-way matches where the brands are divided on each side of the bracket. So hypothetically speaking, instead of getting the best from Raw, the winner from Raw and the winner from SmackDown, we could very well end up with a SmackDown versus SmackDown final or a Raw versus Raw final. What is this?
And first of all, that fatal 4-ways, that is not the spirit of a tournament. Oh my god, you advanced in the tournament because you pinned one of 3 other guys you could have pinned. It's that's not the point of a tournament. And the fact that the pay-per-view is always just the finals is also always a weak-ass move to me, man. Grow a pair and do a tournament in one whole night, dude. It's not that bad.
Or at the very least, do your semis and then your finals on the same night.
Exactly, dude. Something like that. And it's literally just the finals every time, and it ends up always being lame.
What? Oh, we'll get to that in a second. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what this is. Again, this is just again, the point of a tournament to me is one-on-one. It's supposed to feel like a long fight. It's supposed to feel like, you it's supposed to feel, decisive. It's supposed to feel like whoever came out of their side of the bracket really fought to get here. Half of these guys, you're going to have one guy that gets pinned, and the other two basically just got screwed out of the tournament in these fatal 4-way matches.
Yeah, every time.
Weak setup for me. I'm happy the King and Queen of the Ring tournament is back. I just, what is a setup, man? Just, I don't fucking understand. You have 3 hours to kill on SmackDown.
Just do one-on-one matches, dude. It's not that difficult.
I do not understand, bro. As for who can win this, dude, holy shit. I genuinely do not even know. Thinking they get these at SummerSlam, obviously I was going to say maybe Punk if Rollins was the world champion, but this is in Saudi, so Punk will not be there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Cody to win and face Cena. Maybe.
That's really all I could think of for the men is Cody, because Seth is kind of tied up with all this, Money in the Bank stuff, unless he loses it on Monday and instantly gets put in the King of the Ring tournament, which would just negates him being in the Money in the Bank briefcase or in the Money in the Bank, qualifier or whatever in the first place. But I wouldn't be shocked if they did something like that. But for the men, only logical person I can think they do is Cody.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I thought CM Punk too. But as far as we know, he is not okay with traveling to Saudi. So I don't know if that's. I mean, we'll have to wait and see when they start announcing these fatal 4-way matches if he's even in the tournament. But we'll see. As for the women, the only name I could come up with at right now is Bianca gets her hands on the championship sometime before SummerSlam. Jade wins Queen of the Ring. Jade and Bianca at SummerSlam for the title. Naomi cashes in, walks away with it.
That's literally the only thing I see for the women, at least right now, too. So
yeah,
I wouldn't be mad at that.
Yeah. I think that'd be a good route to take. Yeah. Again, happy it's back. Just. Mm-hmm. What the fuck? What is that setup, man? Fatal 4-way. It's a fatal 4-way tournament.
Good lord.
Fantastic. So, yeah. So we'll get to the other big announcement WWE made. Right before they made the announcement, right before the main event took place. Hunter says,
"I got the code for you."
Triple H just said R-Truth's release was all a part of the show.
Triple H said, quote, where is it? Give me 1 second. I just had it. Oh, yeah. The quote was, "Are you enjoying the show? It's all a part of the show, man."
The answer to that question is no. I'm not enjoying the show. Because everything fucking sucks. Right now,
it's all lame and stale and simple and boring, and no, it wasn't a part of the show. You made it a part of the show because you had to bring them back. Yeah.
Yes.
The man told LA Knight good things to come to those who wait. He's not truthful on those scrums, dog. he's doing damage control.
That's like AEW fans a couple years ago trying to make the case for all out or the all out media scrum in 2022 being a work.
Yeah.
What good does that do?
What exactly? What good does this R-Truth thing being a work? How would that be a good work? You made us mad at you because you fired someone you didn't need to fire.
Like, if he had a match against Cena, where Cena was like, if I beat you, then you have to, quit the company or whatever. Okay, then, I could see this long term being a piece of the show. They cold turkey just fired the man after his program with John Cena. News comes out, Cena wanted to work with them because they told him that Truth's contract was going to be up or whatever, and they weren't sure if they were going to want to extend him, so he requested to work with the man. he works with Cena, goes away. We hear, he's not getting extended or whatever. They're releasing him from his deal when, he's free to go afterwards. There's a bunch of online backlash, people shitting all over TKO. That was the master plan the whole time.
Yeah.
That
well,
really?
You know what we got out of this work? They hate us. They don't hate Cena. It's not involved in Cena. And because like you said, if it was involved with Cena, okay, you got something there. It literally wasn't. It had no mention. They just took him off TV cold turkey, and they brought him back cold turkey because they made a mistake. Why would it be a part of the show? The dude is just a pathological liar. Lied about fucking good things coming to those who wait. He fucking lies about this, and this is of course a lie.
It's all a part of the show. Okay.
Good Lord.
Is your hatred for LA Knight a part of the show too?
I guess.
Is your hatred for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match a part of the show too?
Is a stale product a part of the show? Is that what you're trying to do? So the product is stale because they want it to be. That's the WWE fan logic, dude. I don't get it.
It's just like what they said, when Cena and Cody Rhodes had their stinker at WrestleMania.
That was the point.
It was the point. He wants to ruin wrestling.
No.
So WWE went into this and said, for this year, for WrestleMania, we want to have a shit main event.
That's what he would have told them by that logic. Go out there and have a stinker. That's the point.
Which, again, I wasn't even nuclearly upset about that because, again, you can't really expect a lot out of John in this last run. This is why there's a farewell tour. But some of these WWE fans are so fucking delusional, man. It's like, you honestly think WWE looked at the fucking storyboard here and said, okay, we're going to do a build-up in a European tour, and this is all going to build up, and you guys are going to purposely go out there and shit the bed in front of 60,000 people.
Like,
are you fucking stupid, man?
Why would this shit be a work? Why on earth would it be a work? It's a horrible work. That is dumb.
He's here to ruin wrestling. That's why. Okay. Okay. So his idea for his last year was, I'm gonna go and have a shit year. Come on, dude. Like, what the fuck, man?
What the fuck what are these fans, dude? What are these WWE hardcore fans of just the company is always right. They're always a step ahead. It's what they say with The Rock too. The Rock is a step ahead. No, he's a mark for himself, and he shows up, tries to tie in something he did because the last time he didn't show up, and people fall for it. If let's say The Rock showed up tonight, people would be marking out, oh, this was the plan all along.
Yep. If because I know everybody kept seeing his mom, and everybody said he's gonna show up.
This was the plan.
I showed it to him. We all started laughing.
Yeah,
because it's like, dude, just stop.
Stop,
please.
You're not in control of everything. You made a mistake with R-Truth. You brought him back. Why on earth would you try? Just admit the mistake. Triple H, you didn't even make the mistake. Just admit it was a mistake and move on. Same way, that's what Tony Khan should have did. He should have admitted all that CM Punk shit was a mistake on his part, and boom. Simple. Beef squashed right there. But you can't. Because that wrestling promoters and the head bookers, they just can't be wrong. They always got to be in control 24/7, even though they're not. It makes no sense.
It's ridiculous, man. And like I said, or like you were saying too, if The Rock would have showed up tonight, came out and did some silly shit, they would have said he's 20 steps ahead. He didn't show up at Mania for a reason. No, he didn't.
Because he didn't want to.
He didn't show up because he didn't give a fuck. He showed up at Mania 40 because there was money involved. Because he just became a board of director.
He just became a board of director. There was money involved. DC was mad at him. Hollywood was kind of annoyed at him. So he needed to break off into WWE, do a little thing, get some momentum back, and go back to Hollywood. He's gone.
And that's what he did.
And again, if he came back, all these fans, oh, this was the master plan all along. No, it's just on the fly bullshit, and half of it sucks. Ugh, it's so annoying, dude. It's so annoying. I don't get it, dude. I don't get it. I don't get these fans. Wrestling fans, dude. They are something else. They are really something else, bro. I can't believe them.
Oh, man. I don't get it, bro. Jesus.
Oh, I'm gonna stop looking. Okay.
Oh, brother. Oh, man. It's all a part of the show.
All a part of the show.
Is your hatred for Karrion Kross a part of the show as well? I mean, again, like you said, they're they're obsessed with this idea that they are always in control, and even when they fuck up, you know, when they try to make better on the situation, they say this was the master plan all along. Like, dude, shut up.
Like, you made a mistake.
You were wrong. And to further prove my point about these media scrums, you are getting up in front of the media and blatantly lying to their face.
Just get rid of these media scrums, dude. They're just WWE propaganda. That's all it is, dude.
A reporter asked you a question about R-Truth, somebody who was fired and released from his deal when it was up to not be brought back, and you looked that man dead in his face and lied to him. Just get rid of these things, bro.
They're pointless, dude. They're fucking pointless.
Oh, I don't get it. I don't get it, man.
Gotta stop. Oh, I gotta stop, bro. I keep looking at it, dude. Oh, fuck. Let's move on, dude. Let's put this fucking graphic of this fucking matchup so I don't stop laughing. God damn it. You're wrestling fans, dude. There's something else, dude. I love and hate them.
Come on, dude. All right, so the fuck. All right, let's move this to the side.
It's beautiful, bro.
Jesus. And okay, it is. Let's get started. Okay, here we are.
The opener to the show. Oh, man. I knew it was gonna happen again. The opener, man.
The open to the show, the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Bro, I don't know what happened in the beginning of the show. I don't know if concessions were just ridiculously fucked up, or I don't know if it was the merch table that was fucked up. I don't know what was fucked up. I don't know if the pretzel line was fucked up. There were a lot of emptier seats up top.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like, I don't know, the Intuit Dome is very steep, so I mean probably just like higher 100 level. Those seats were very empty, but by the end of the show they were pretty full. Again, I don't know if the alcohol line was fucked up, or I don't know if the merch table or what it was, but yeah, it was pretty empty, bro. It was pretty empty as the show started. Or maybe they were stuck in LA traffic between the Kia Forum and the Intuit Dome, even though they're about 20 minutes from each other.
But that's probably why you don't do shows back to back, like 20 minutes away from each other.
Yeah, they're about 20 minutes away from each other, plus LA traffic you have to take into account, so that's probably like 40 minutes.
Imagine paying like $2,000 and you missed the first match. I'd be so angry, dude. I'd be so angry.
Yeah, I would be very upset. So, let's see.
Yeah, but the crowd was weirdly empty at the start of the show, but full at the end. So I guess it had to be like a traffic or a concessions, or though the stands are pretty steep. So maybe it's just the fans, just getting to the seat was a whole workout, man. You never know.
Yeah, it says the walk has a bit of a hill.
Oh,
from the Kia Forum.
They were trucking up that. That shit was probably a workout for them.
From the Kia Forum from the Kia Forum to the Intuit Dome, it's about a 23-minute walk on a hill, it says.
It's on a hill.
So these fat ass wrestling fans, it probably fucking took them like 45 minutes. And then the drive in LA traffic probably took, and it says it's about 20 minutes, so that was probably about 35 minutes of a drive.
Probably. Especially, I mean, the show, you were going from show to show at like 5 o'clock in fucking rush hour. That's going to be rush hour anyway, especially 2 shows from arena to arena. It was probably fucked with the traffic, dude. It was probably fucked with the traffic, man. But this match opened the show.
God. So, yeah, like I said, the women's Money in the Bank ladder match is fuck you laughing at.
You know. Okay. Okay. The opener of the show. God damn it.
The women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Stephanie Vaquer, Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Naomi, Rhea Ripley, and Julia.
The match was fine. Little lackluster if I'm being honest, but it had a good winner. So overall, I think it was fine. They didn't do as many spots as I think they probably should have.
Yeah.
But it was a fine opener.
The spots most the spots were definitely a little lackluster, and some of them felt a little awkward. There were a lot of pretty cool spots. If I could think of just one off the top of my head, that Devil's Kiss from Stephanie Vaquer to Rhea Ripley hanging on the ladder. That was pretty dope. Man. Roxanne hit a springboard backflip on one of the ladders. I think it was to Rhea Ripley. That was another really cool spot, man. But yeah, there was also like a double pop rocks or a double code red from Alexa Bliss on one side of the ladder, and then Roxanne on the other side. That was really cool as well. Those were some off the top of my head that were really cool. Other than that, yeah, there was, like I said, there was a couple just spots I kind of just
were just missing. If anything, I think you could have added like 5-7 more minutes to the match, and I think it would have helped it.
For sure. So yeah, there was a spot at the end with Alexa Bliss and Rhea Ripley. They were like fighting over a ladder. I thought that was just very awkward.
Yeah,
of a spot.
It was like someone I think was on the ladder, and they were just like hitting their finisher on each other while someone was already on. It was. I think that was the spot. It was just an awkward spot. Like, go up the ladder. Okay.
So the first big spot of the match was Alexa Bliss. She hit a front flip onto Roxanne Perez and Naomi, who were laying on a ladder. The crowd starts chanting, "We want tables." This is the first time out of 2 in this night where these fans relentlessly chanted for tables.
Can we stop that chant, bro?
That is one of the worst chants.
It's so annoying and dumb. Like, dude, you're watching a ladder match. Think about the ladder spots. Why are you chanting that you want tables? Like, I don't get that type of shit. It's very annoying that they constantly do that, man. It really is.
No, it 100% is. It 100% is. Like I said, I'm looking at I'm looking at this and I'm like, are they fucking chanting "We want tables"? Do you really want to see somebody snap through a Slim Jim table? Like, seriously, do we really want to hear this right now? Do we really want to hear Michael Cole say he just snapped through a Slim Jim table?
He snapped through a WWE Slim Jim table. It's like, dude, I don't want tables actually anymore.
Joe Tessitore hit that last night on SmackDown.
Oh, it was so bad.
And I was just like, oh, brother.
Oh, it's horrible.
Did this guy just fucking say he just snapped through a Slim Jim table?
I hate this, man. Oh, man.
It gets funnier tonight during the men's ladder match with the sponsored weapons.
Oh.
So Rhea Ripley had Naomi in like an electric chair position. She then slammed her face first onto the ladder. Roxanne and Rhea Ripley went at it for a little bit. Rhea Ripley would get a Hurricane Rana onto the ladder. It looked like a very close call, actually. The way the way Roxanne did the Hurricane Rana, she looked like she could have landed pretty bad on her head there.
Mm-hmm.
So Rhea falls on the ladder, and Roxanne hits a springboard backflip onto the ladder. Her and Julia, the running buddies, are back together. They buried Rhea Ripley under a stack of ladders.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, they big showed her.
They really did. And they didn't really end up doing like a power out of it spot. She kind of just pushed him away and got up later in the match, so it's kind of pointless, but it was fine.
So Julia had tried to get Stephanie Vaquer in like a crucifix bomb. She wrapped her legs around one of her arms, and she wrapped her arms around her other arm, and Stephanie, with Julia on her back, started climbing the ladder. She started climbing up, and they eventually, somebody had knocked them off, and somebody threw Roxanne over the top rope. Roxanne was hanging there, and as she was hanging there, Rhea Ripley pushed all the ladders away from on top of her, and Roxanne was there, just hanging there still. She went to push herself back up, but Rhea Ripley caught her foot and threw her into the ring steps. She threw her into the ring steps. We then get a spot with Alexa Bliss and Roxanne a little bit later in the match, where they hit a double code red to, I want to say it was Stephanie and Naomi.
I think it was.
So we then get a Sister Abigail from Alexa Bliss and a Riptide from Rhea Ripley at the same time. They then have a stare down. I
don't know who was asking for that stare down,
yeah,
but okay.
I don't know who was asking for that stare down either. But they both hit their moves, and then they grab the ladder. Thank you, Logan. They grab the ladder. They both grab each side of the ladder, and they're like fighting over it. They're playing like tug of war with the ladders, and they find the middle of the ring where they set it up, and then they both climb up. And while they're fighting there, Naomi gets back in the ring, grabs the ladder, tosses both of them off, and both of them fall headfirst onto a ladder that was bridged in the corner of the ring. Naomi would climb the ladder to retrieve the briefcase and become your 2025 Women's Mrs. Money in the Bank.
That's good.
You know, man, Naomi is somebody that I honestly, man, did not even have her on the dome until they put her in this match. And then when they put her in this match, I took a step back and I was like, wait a minute. That would actually be a really fucking good idea. I did not even think. My mind was on Roxanne. I thought Roxanne would be a great women's Mrs. Money in the Bank. Yeah, like I said, when they added Naomi to the match, I was like, oh wow, that's actually perfect. I didn't even think of Naomi. Especially with Bianca and Jade and the story that they have there. I think this is a great choice. Yet again, in the Triple H regime, this man is 3 for 3. Yet for the men's, he's 0-3. So I do not know how he gets this right every single year with the women, but with the men, he drastically fails every single year to put this on the right person. But for the women, I will say I got to give him props. Again, another year of success and another year of a great women's Money in the Bank winner.
Most definitely, dude. Most definitely. Great Money in the Bank winner. I'm glad Naomi won it. There again, like you said, they keep doing well with the women, not with the men. I don't understand that difference in quality, but the difference in quality is there, and Naomi won, and it was a good decision, man. She has a character that just fits Mrs. Money in the Bank, and she has such an intertwined character with Jade and Bianca, two people who are definitely going to be in the main event world title scene very soon. And now Naomi with the briefcase. It just makes all the sense in the world, man. I'm glad they went with her. I think she was the best decision overall you could have went with for the women tonight. And I think it's going to work out, dude. I'm actually very intrigued to see how they do Jade and Bianca in any world title scene. Because, like I mentioned, like we both mentioned, Jade, at least so far to me, is the most likely to win the Queen of the Ring. So I'm sure that'll also lead into Bianca. Again, Bianca really doesn't need said two things. She's already kind of someone who's made and can get a title match pretty easily. So I think they're going to all align very well, dude. So I'm excited.
Definitely. Yeah, so yeah, definitely think Naomi was the right winner here, man. Like I said, Roxanne, obviously Roxanne would have been a great winner, but she can wait a little bit. You know, I know she's got the whole story with like the Judgment Day and stuff, so
yeah,
I'm sure they'll want to go ahead and tell that for the next year and a half with Roxanne Perez being in the group before she starts giving somebody dirty looks. Just forever whoever she's giving dirty looks to not to be kicked out of the group, just for them to go with somebody else who fucking knows.
Liv will be world champ next year, and then she'll win the fucking briefcase next year, and that's how the story's gonna culminate or some shit.
Yeah, and then we'll think it'll culminate at SummerSlam next year, but then it'll culminate at WrestleMania next year. So
WrestleMania 44, baby.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's when this whole story will collapse in on itself. Yeah, so Naomi wins the briefcase in what was a decent ladder match. Like I said, I think they could have done more, a little bit more spot wise. But the good spots that they did have, the good spots that they did have were done very well. Like I said, the Devil's Kiss to Rhea Ripley on the ladder was very creative of a spot and very just very innovative for her to do that move like on a ladder. I thought that was very cool, and the crowd got a huge pop out of it too. Some of them were probably popping for the wrong reasons, but some of them probably will have never seen a female in their entire life. So
no. Not wrestling fans, man. No way. There was one fan that we were laughing at during the show. I was going crazy during that spot, dude. Dude was literally jumping off of his seat for that spot. But overall, great match. I like the way they did it. And even I like what they did with Stephanie with like the double duty thing, to where that's kind of her excuse for not winning is, you know, she had double duty today. And I like how it all kind of came together tonight with the women.
For sure. There you have it. 3-0 for Triple H with the women. Next up, we have Dominic Mysterio versus my man,
the GOAT,
the greatest luchador of all time, Octagon Jr. You know, the folks on AEW would tell you that Mystico. Dude, they're hyping it. They're hyping
Mystico up. Bro.
They're hyping Mystico up like he is like some absolute fucking god. So this is actually going to be pretty funny on Wednesday when we do finally see Mystico. on AEW television. However,
somewhere in those 4 hours. Excited?
Man, no. So we have this match, which I guess brewed on Worlds Collide as Dominic was disrespecting his dad, and Octagon came and told Dominic what was up. I guess Dominic didn't like it. They got into a brawl, so he told him he will see him at Money in the Bank.
And that he did. We got Octagon Jr., man. Just Penta without the face paint.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you mean Octa?
Octa, yeah, Octa, bro. Octa Dark, or whatever other.
Octa L0 Mieta. Octa L0M.
This was a fun addition. I'm glad they did add a 5th match. I like the way they did it. Like they connected it to Worlds Collide, and I'm glad you gave Dom more in ring time.
Yes,
I definitely want to see the guy more in ring. That's been a problem through the post-Mania for him so far, is we haven't seen him enough in the ring. And we got this, which I'm actually really grateful we got this. Octagon Jr. was cool, I guess. And it was cool. A lot of those guys are cool, so glad we got what we got with this little thing.
Everybody's talking about Mr. Iguana. I'm tired of this Mr. Iguana stuff, bro. You know who I want to see? El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr.
Dude, that man's name is so long. His trons at the fucking Worlds Collide literally cut off the doctor part because they were about in the second tron behind it, and you just see like the tip of the R because it was just cut off because it's just a long ass name. Dude is hilarious. But yeah, it was a fun little match that we got, and obviously Dom won. No way. But I'm glad we got what we got, man. And I'm glad we got to see Dom. And there was no Judgment Day, Finn Balor fuckery, and it was really refreshing to see Dom without them. So actually, as much as I'm dreading, him and Liv leaving the group, it will be refreshing for Dom. Lindsay
Dorado did a Spanish fly to the stuffed iguana.
He did. He was like doing moves to it. Why not, I guess.
Yeah, look, man.
Mr. Iguana, bro. I was about to call him Dr. Iguana.
The only luchadors I care about nowadays are Mascarada Dorada and El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. So, yeah, from what we watched of the show, we didn't watch too much of it.
No.
But it did seem pretty good. Conan on commentary is pretty rough.
He was ass.
I'll say that, man. It was his commentary was not good. I don't know. I don't know if he's their regular commentator or what the case is, but yeah, it was sort of a tough listen, but the bits and pieces that we did see were pretty good, I'll say. Yeah,
the show seemed pretty good. A lot of people mentioned it felt like an NXT UK takeover vibe with it, and that's really cool. And I hope they do more of those.
For sure. So, also, question about Octagon. Is this guy related to Pentagon in some sort of way? Because the whole thing is a ripoff. I mean, he quite literally stole Pentagon's mask.
Logo.
He just doesn't wear makeup. He's got the ninja star. He's got the 2 ninja stars on the flap of the mask. The mask has like a tie in the back. I mean, it looks identical to Pentagon's mask, and even his trons have the little spinning ninja star. He looks. He's okay. So he's not really okay. So it's just gimmick infringement at this point.
He's literally just gimmick. You got Pentagon, you got Octagon, and they're the same thing, dude. One's just vastly more charismatic. I don't get it. I guess he's the 3rd Octagon, person to take on the mask. I guess Kalisto was the first one to be Octagon. Lucha history is so fucking random and shit. People are like juniors who aren't even their parents, and they just take the junior of that Lucha is just confusing to ever learn about, dude. Give me a lesson in this. I'm asking for the history, please, because it makes no sense half the time.
I just want to know who El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Sr. is.
Like how, like, Rey Mysterio Jr., his dad was Rey Mysterio. It was his uncle. And, like, why? How does this all happen, dude? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. A lot of gimmick infringement.
I don't know, man. Octagon, he's got to be a little more innovative, man. I mean, that just looks way too much like Pentagon's mask.
It's literally just Aurelus Penta.
You got to change it up a little bit, bro. You got to do something. So I don't know, but yeah, I wasn't sure the whole time. I'm looking, I'm like, bro, he looks like he looks just like Pentagon, just without any paint. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Lucha. The trademark system of Lucha is very curious. I'll give them that.
Yeah, but anyways, like I said, we did not see. Actually, we did see
in the crowd.
We did see 3 luchadors. I think was in the crowd. It was Vikingo,
Psycho Clown,
and the greatest of all time, El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. So, the match, it was fast paced. It was fun, man. Octagon, he was pretty good. He was flipping around, doing his arm drags and doing his doing his stuff, flying around everywhere. The match ended with a 619 and a splash from Dominic, where he packed him up, bro.
He packed him up.
Dude, Conan fucking killed me during that fatal 4-way match. Javon Evans is making his fucking entrance, and Conan goes, Javon is in this match, but he's never identified as a luchador.
No way.
No shit.
The dude from North Carolina is definitely gonna be a luchador.
Why would you even say that? What would lead you to believe that he even would identify as a fucking luchador in the first place?
That man was a fucking horrible commentator. It was hilarious, dude. Dare I say, he was worse than fucking Excalibur and Tony Schiavone, and that's a hard task. That is not an easy task to complete, and I think he completed it, man. That man was just saying shit.
So, yes, Dominic won with a 619 with a splash to Octagon Jr. And maybe the guy who trained Octagon and Pentagon was Square.
Maybe they were Square Jr. and they became Penta and Octagon Jr. Where's Parallelogram Jr., bruh? I need him next. Just do the whole fucking shapes, bruh.
Maybe they are just a family of shapes with the same mask.
Where's Circle?
Circle Jr.
Where's the rest of the gang, bruh? Where's Triangle?
So, I don't know, man.
Phoenix does do the little triangle thing, bruh. Maybe technically, without saying it, he's saying he's Triangle of the group.
He might be Triangle, dude. But who's Hexagon?
Oh, I forgot Hexagon.
Who's Hexagon Jr.?
Damn, I forgot that shape, bruh.
Or Reptagon Jr.
Reptagon.
Or Nonagon Jr.
I just looked down and this man just got a picture of a bunch of different shapes and names.
I'm trying to look up the family here.
I did not expect to see that.
Who's Decagon Jr.?
Fucking Decagon Jr., man. Let's get it.
So it seems to be there's a family of 8, and there's Triangle Jr., Square Jr., Pentagon Jr. We know him.
We know him.
Hexagon Jr., Reptagon Jr.,
Shit.
Octagon Jr., we know him, Nonagon Jr., and Decagon Jr.
Maybe that was Prince Nana, bro. Maybe if he was he in Lucha Underground, bro? He might have been Nonagon Jr., bro. You never know.
He might have. He might have been.
Maybe they're playing chess, bro. We don't even know it. You know, Triple H thinks he's playing chess. I think the Shake family might be playing chess, and we don't even know it, bro. I just realized Phoenix does do that fucking triangle. Maybe he's Triangle Junior. We don't even know.
Yeah, I think he is Triangle Junior. Hey, man. But the match was fun. Fast paced, like I said, fast paced, quick. It was 5 minutes. So.
Oh, line and point.
Damn. Holy fuck.
Holy shit.
It was a family of 10.
Damn. That's tough.
So, yeah, man. I don't know, dude. I don't know. But, you know, they got to be out there somewhere. Just hopefully we see them in AAA soon. So, that was that. And we, for the next match, we got the Women's Intercontinental Championship match, man. They did it again.
Great match.
Very good match. Very good match here. Becky and Lyra, man. I will say, Becky is putting in that work, bro. She is trying, dude. She is really trying to get Lyra over, and I can appreciate it.
She is, dude. She is. I'm glad that they have this dynamic, and I'm glad after the result to this match, they switched over that dynamic, and I'm very interested to see how they do it from here. But I loved what they done with this, with what they've been doing with this so far, and I like how fast paced it is. We didn't have to wait till now to finally get the turn of those two, and then they're gonna build it. We got it instantly after WrestleMania, and we've been getting good interactions from these two since, bro. It's exactly what I want.
Yeah, for sure. The match started off with some pretty good hard-hitting back and forth between the two, man. We've seen Lyra dish out a lot of good-looking kicks to Becky Lynch. She's got some nice kicks in her arsenal.
She does.
And it was not too long before the crowd started chanting, "We want truth."
I guess that was answered. But it was all the work, though. It was all a plan all along. Fucking wrestling fan. Triple H, dude. Can he just shut up? He needs to stop talking, bro.
So,
come on.
Yeah, it was all the work, bro. It was all
the
fucking work. It was a part of the show. So, crowd starts chanting, "We want truth." Becky Lynch hit a manhandle slam off the top rope for a Valkyria kickout, which was pretty nice looking kick out there. They then battled onto the outside, and Becky threw her into the ring post back first. Sounded pretty nasty. And she then hit a manhandle slam on the outside to Lyra. Lyra would get up a little bit later on. When she finally did get back to her feet, she would hit Becky with a Nightwing on the outside, and the ref would chant, or what am I talking about? Count, not chant. The ref would count to 10. The ref would count to 10, and at 9, legit, they did not move a muscle.
Did literally.
When she said 9, they both just hopped up as if nothing happened and just ran in the ring.
Was not a great looking spot. No. I will get. That's my one gripe about this match, was this spot in particular. Literally, like you said, didn't move a muscle. Second she said 9, they both just fucking flew up and ran in the ring instantly. It looked like your mom caught you sleeping in on a school night, and you had to wake up and you weren't waking up, and you heard the steps walking to your door, and you're like, oh shit, and you just jumped up out of your fucking bed, man. That's what it looked like, dog. Little too fast, and at that point, should have just started crawling at 8. But overall wasn't bad, but was a sloppy spot.
Yes, and that is legit exactly what that looked like, bro. That dead ass looked like when you were awake and you heard your fucking parent coming down the hallway or coming up the stairs, and you were like, "Oh shit!"
I
and
gotta be up.
and you fucking jump and run on your fucking bed and just lay there and act asleep. That is quite literally what happened here. And pretty soon after this had happened. Lyra rolled up Becky Lynch. Becky would reverse the roll up, grab hold of the tights, and beat Lyra Valkyria for the 1-2-3 to gain the Women's Intercontinental Championship and add that to her repertoire. So Becky Lynch is now a Women's IC champion. This means Charlotte's going to want to win the women's U.S. title very soon. And she is, I'm sure, she is Becky Hogan.
Oh, Becky. Actually, I haven't seen that on Twitter so far tonight.
Really?
I've seen more people. I saw a Seth Hogan meme before I saw another Becky Hogan meme today. That was wild. I was shocked with that one. Becky Hogan. I'm glad she won. I think it was the right decision for Becky to win. And I think it does flip the dynamic of their feud, because so far, basically every interaction they've had so far up to tonight was Lyra having Becky's number on the mic in the ring, and I like that this flips the dynamic, and I can't wait to see how it looks with more Lyra on the chase and Becky having the one-up. I'm very excited to see how that goes. Those two have done great so far. They have great mic chemistry and in-ring chemistry, and I'm very excited to see the way that their interactions go now on Raw.
For sure. I said that to you during when the match had ended. I said to you, I'm excited to see how Lyra is on the chase, because she's, like you said, the whole story up until this point has been her having Becky's number. So it's been a pretty good story. It's been a very good story. It's been through this annoying period of television, this has been one of the better things.
It has been. The women in general for WWE have really been, carrying their television overall, dude.
Yeah.
Like Stephanie Vacker being added and all these call-ups and like this story. It's the most unstagnant thing on television, dude, and it's very interesting. And these two and their feud have been phenomenal so far, man, and I'm glad to see it taking like a next step.
Definitely. So I'm surprised. I'm surprised you have not seen any Becky Hogan memes.
I literally haven't yet. I mean, people are kind of concerned with a whole bunch of other things on the show. I'm sure we'll get it Monday or tomorrow.
Yeah, probably. So yeah, like I said, man, excited to see Lyra on the chase, and I think this story is just going to hopefully just continue to break Lyra out of her shell a little bit, and just continue to show more sides of her character, and now we're going to get to see a side that just maybe a little more vulnerable or a little more upset, now that Becky has gotten a victory over her. So excited for that, and I'm excited to see where this story goes. I think this will bring us to Evolution for sure. And after the match, because the stipulation here was if Lyra won, then Becky could never challenge for the IC title as long as she's champ. And if Becky won, Lyra had to raise her hand. Well, Lyra was forced to raise the hand of Becky Lynch. Becky would then call her back to do it, pointing towards all four directions of the ring, so everybody in the crowd could see Lyra doing it. And fucking Wade Barrett was killing me during this whole segment, because he's just sitting there yelling, "Do it like you mean it, Lyra. Put some effort into it." So that was killing me, for sure. But Becky calls her back again to put the belt around her waist. So Lyra, just humiliated, goes over and she puts the belt around her waist, and she's obviously very upset, and Becky's just celebrating, with the championship now that it's around her waist. And she hits a German suplex on her. She hits a German suplex on Becky Lynch after she, got done putting the title on her. She then hits her with a Nightwing and walked away. As like I said, this is probably far from over. So that was good. They played up to the stipulations, I thought, very nicely. And Lyra basically just using, I guess, the humiliation that Becky was trying to do to her in her own good, or for her own advantage. So I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it was nice, man. It was nice. Everything that these two women have done, since they started feuding, has been nice.
It has been, dude. It has been. I'm very excited to see where, they take it now.
Yeah. So yeah, that is the Women's Intercontinental Championship match for the night. And then we got the fourth match on the card, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. We got LA Knight, Penta, Andrade, Grande Americano, Seth Rollins, and Solo Sikoa.
It was a great match. It was a very great match. Very interesting stuff with certain people, man. But fuck, did that ending just suck.
Logan says, who should dethrone Becky? Personally, I think Lyra.
I would say either Lyra or maybe Bailey. I would be cool with Bailey. I'm sure she's eventually going to come back to Becky. So I could see Becky. I could see Bailey. And then after that, you could do a lot of like younger people. And if it's Bailey, at that point, you could probably go to Roxanne because they have history.
I was gonna say you could finally do that Roxanne match.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe at SummerSlam.
Yeah, at SummerSlam when people watch it. Triple H, man. But I see some version of that, to be honest.
For sure. So, yeah. That would be a pretty good route for that. Yeah, Bailey would be nice for sure. I would probably say Lyra would take it back at Evolution, and then we would end up getting Roxanne and Lyra. You could have Roxanne take it from Valkyria, and then you could maybe have Bailey take it from Roxanne.
That would be cool too. They could do that.
Yeah. Or like what Sir K said, would actually not be a bad idea either. Have Bailey take the title from Becky, and then have Rox take it from Bailey. I think that would be pretty cool.
That'd be cool, but Rox still might be too involved in
that's the thing.
Liv Morgan, so I don't know if Roxanne's gonna get it anytime soon.
Yeah. Maybe at Mania.
Unless they factor that into Judgment Day stuff, and like, because we all know eventually Raquel's gonna turn on Liv, so maybe Raquel helps Roxanne win it. Even though if I see that story going anywhere, and as generic as it's going to be, Liv and Raquel are going to lose those tag team titles, and then probably Raquel and Roxanne are going to go win the tag team titles probably shortly after that to spite Liv. So that's probably, if I'm booking the Judgment Day, but not if I'm booking it, if I'm guessing how Triple H is going to book it, that's probably what's going to happen. So who knows about Roxanne, but I would love for Roxanne to be involved in the IC title.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, same here. Well, back to the men's ladder match. The Field in the beginning takes out Seth Rollins, and Solo gets him out of the ring, stands by the ropes, and starts jiggying. And he's just having a dandy old time. Meanwhile, Penta, Andrade, and LA Knight are standing behind him, and he has no idea. So he turns around. And he starts doing all their catchphrases or all their hand symbols or whatever the case is. He thinks he's boys with them, and they start whooping his ass. They whoop his ass. They take him out of the match, throw him outside of the ring, and the fucking crowd starts chanting, "We want tables."
I hate these crowds, dude. I hate them. This, I don't get it, dude. I don't get it. But Solo, that man is hilarious. And tonight, he was a fucking trooper, man. Not only was he like the funniest part of the night, but he was getting his ass whooped that whole fucking match, dude. He's a beast, dude. I love Solo.
He is. He gets a lot of unnecessary hate. I wanted him to win the match.
I would have been cool with him winning.
Yeah, him or LA Knight. I said, yesterday on the predictions, I would have been fine with either of those two winning this match. They've both never been a world champion, so I think it would have been a nice way to go, but looks like they had other ideas. Commentary was also fucking up a lot on this night, dude. Mm-hmm. Michael Cole called this Money in the Back.
They were on their fucking Excalibur flow tonight, bruh. They were just saying shit half the night, man.
Yeah, I don't know what was up there. Just some back and forth went on between LA, Andrade, Pentagon, and Grande Americano, while Solo and Seth were kind of on the outside of the ring napping. And when Solo did get back in, he took out Americano and LA Knight and then started mocking them. He started doing Chad Gable's thank you, and he started doing LA Knight's, finger point, and LA Knight would then grab him from and sweep him out from under the ring and start attacking him, get him in the ring. He DDT'd Solo on a ladder. He DDT'd him on he reverse DDT'd him on the ladder. He then hit his elbow drop to Solo on the ladder. Rollins would shortly get in the ring after that and hit a drop toe hold to Solo, where he fell face first into the ladder again. He then hit Sikoa with a stomp. And then Seth would begin his climb to the top of the ladder, but he would be met by El Grande Americano with an ankle lock on top of the ladder. Seth was on top of the ladder, hanging upside down.
Did you forget the spot where Solo knocked Penta? Or was that later in the match when he did it, the little Penta lock? Because I thought that was in the same sequence as...
Yes, I did forget that spot. Yes, that was in
that like mocking sequence.
Yes.
And he fucking did the Penta walk, dude. That shit was hilarious.
It was. Yes, that was before Rollins hit the drop toe hold onto the ladder and then stomped him. He was having a back and forth with Pentagon. He got Penta to the ground and then started doing Penta's strut towards him, and then did the Zero Miedo, and then
that's when Seth jumped in and
yep,
hilarious, man, hilarious.
Man, I don't know whose strut was better, bro. I don't know if it was Gable's or it was Solo's, but they both had pretty fucking goated struts.
Oh man, Solo's goated.
Man. So Rollins was hanging on the ladder upside down. In an ankle lock by Americano. Andrade climbed the part of the ladder that Rollins was on, crawled over Rollins, and hit Gable with a sunset flip onto the floor, or not onto the floor, onto the ring mat. Meanwhile, Penta... Or did he sunset him onto a ladder? I don't think there was a ladder on that side, was there?
No.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure he just sunsetted him onto the mat.
I think so.
But Penta, who was on the other side, seen Rollins hanging upside down and hit the man with a suplex. He hit him with a suplex onto a ladder that was propped up in the corner. Ooh.
Brutal
Very
spot.
Very brutal spot. A little bit later in the match, they would the Penta would help Andrade set up that very ladder that Rollins fell onto onto one of the rungs of the standing ladders, and Penta would hit a Cero Miedo, which then would go into a Mexican Destroyer on Andrade on the fucking ladder. That got a huge pop, and it looked nice, but it looked horrible.
Exactly. It was brutal.
Yes.
It was brutal, and it was a great brutal spot.
Yes. Solo is on the outside, taking more offense from LA Knight. He was taking more offense from LA. From LA. Oh, no. I do have it. Here it is.
Oh.
Yeah, so after that happened to Penta, Solo got in there and was doing some offense on Pentagon Jr. Like I said, got him down, and then started strutting.
Go on it, dude.
He started doing the Penta strut. Solo would then get swept out of the ring and thrown into the stairs like a dog by LA Knight. That man,
he fucking threw him into the stairs, man.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did, bro. Gable got in the ring and started his suplex party on everybody. He started handing out Germans to everybody known to man. He goes under the ring and he pulls out something we seen earlier in the night in a backstage segment. He pulls out a fucking logo branded WWE Fireball ladder. Yes, Fireball, the liquor.
The alcohol. Even though they were also advertising Wheatley vodka all night, they also got a Fireball ad in there.
He pulled out a Fireball ladder. TKO.
They don't stop, dude. Snapping into a Slim Jim table, the fucking Fireball whiskey ladder. What's next, dude? What's next? I'm sure the commentary desk is gonna be filled with fucking logos. I'm sure. You know how like AEW, I don't know if they still do. Remember when the commentators would have an AEW patch in their suit?
Yep.
They're gonna do that with logos too soon. With some fucking, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked.
I wouldn't either, bro. He pulls out a Fireball ladder, gets in the ring, starts doing a ladder spin, which was taking out everybody on the that was trying to walk towards him. And I never understood that spot because you could easily just like duck and then just like spear him.
Yeah, I was gonna say just don't walk towards him, and if you do, just like you said, duck. But okay,
whatever. LOL wrestling logic.
Also wrestling logic. Every Money in the Bank briefcase match, the men, women, this happens. Somebody, they get offense, they get everybody out of the ring, and instead of instantly setting up the ladder, first instinct is to just look up and stare at the briefcase for like 10 seconds, and then they grab the ladder. Every time, dude. It's hilarious. It's just wrestling logic.
Or the other thing they do during the ladder match, which, obviously there's the slow climb. But to me, what's even worse than the slow
fake,
climb,
like, unhooking,
is when they get up there and instead of going to unhook the carabiner, they fucking smack the briefcase.
Oh, dude, that's a bad one too, dude.
Like, dude, why would you smack the briefcase? Now it's just gonna swing. Like, what are you doing? Like, just go for the hook. Like, what?
Classic booking. It makes you feel, I guess.
Bro. So
it's all part of the plan. Remember that.
Yeah, I guess it is all part of the plan, huh? So Seth Rollins was on top of the ladder he had knocked somebody off. It might have been Andrade. And Chad, no, I think it was Penta who was on top of the. Yes, it was. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was
Penta.
So we get this shot of Gable on the outside. He's putting the metal, piece on his forehead. LA Knight goes to slingshot him into this ladder that was set up up against one of the ring posts early in the match. And he slingshots Gable, but Gable catches himself, climbs up that ladder. There's a ladder set up in the corner, leaning in the corner. Gable, climbs onto that ladder and lets himself swing onto the ladder that Pentagon is on. It was a fucking awesome fucking moment. And he runs up the ladder, headbutts Pentagon. Pentagon, falls off. LA Knight then jumps up and chases Gable behind him to then give him a angleplex on off the ladder onto the mat. Amazing fucking moment. That was crazy. That was choreographed perfectly, bro. Chad Gable had his main character moment. Hopefully he has
a
more
lot
of
those.
Them. Yeah, hopefully he has fucking more of them. But no, that was a spectacular spot, man. I love that spot a lot.
Definitely, man. It was a really good spot. There was one logic gap before that spot. It was right before he put the metal plate in his mask. It was when him and Penta were both up there. Penta headbutted him. Gable fell, and then Penta kind of like knocked out a little. And I thought it's because he already had the metal plate in his head. So I was like, oh, he headbutted him, but he also like hurt himself in that headbutt. And then literally right as I think that, it cuts to Chad Gable putting the metal plate in his mask. So I was like, why did Penta knock out right there? But a little bit of a logic gap in that one. But overall, great looking spot after that. And it was a really choreographed, great spot, man. Gable always has those great moments that unfortunately will probably never pay off. But great moment and great fucking spot nonetheless. Gable was a beast.
For sure. So Seth Rollins would then get knocked onto the outside a little bit after this. And he would then call for some backup. And his boys, or as Michael Cole says, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed would come out from the entrance tunnel. Braun speared Chad Gable into oblivion. Pentagon handed out Pentagon took, not handed out, he took a tsunami from Bronson Reed. And these guys just started laying out everybody. They started attacking everybody. And they attacked everybody except for one man. That man being Solo Sikoa. And right as they cornered Solo, we hear the theme music for Jacob Fatu.
Ooh.
Him and JC Mateo would come out and get into a fight with Braun and Bronson. They would get into a fight with these two guys, man. JC Mateo would then end up getting speared through the barricade by Braun, as Bronson had the upper hand on Fatu there for a little bit. Jacob would then regroup and hit Bronson fucking Reed with a pop-up Samoan drop.
Insane, dude. Beast.
Absolute beast, bro. Absolute beast. So he then hit him with his backflip, and Solo, he would get Solo Sikoa in the ring. And Solo would begin to climb the ladder, happier than a pig in shit because his boy Jacob just came out to help him. And as Solo is about to grab the briefcase and make one more step up, Jacob grabs his leg, and Solo is trying to
like move up.
He's trying to like pull himself up, and he's like, "Man, what the fuck?" So he looks down and he looks at Jacob holding his leg. He's saying, "What are you doing? Let me go. Let me grab the briefcase." Jacob says, "I hate you." Pulls Solo down, hits him with a super kick, hits him with his double backflip, brings him on the ring apron, and gives him a uranagi, or a spinning solo, on the ladder through the ladder to break the ladder, in a move that I think is very symbolic, because I think Jacob from now on will be spinning Solo. And he walked out on Solo Sikoa and left a man laying there, costing him money in the bank. Meanwhile, Rollins climbs the ladder to retrieve the briefcase, but he is met by LA Knight, who made a last-ditch effort to stop him. I was getting hyped, thinking that LA was going to spoil the man's night.
And then he just gets dropped.
He gets him off the ladder, hits him with a discus lariat. LA goes for his climb. I'm hyped. Rollins drags him down. LA looks like he's going to hit him with a quick BFT. That got reversed. Rollins hit him with a curb stomp. And Rollins walks up the ladder and retrieves the fucking briefcase to win Money in the Bank. Again, like I said in the intro, man, that's just, to me, that's a weak-ass move, bro. That is a weak-ass move. That was the coward way out. That was the safe outcome that you could have done here. You can't tell me they did not see people wanting LA Knight to win that match, because they had this man tease us with winning the briefcase. They had this man tease us with being the one to stop Rollins before he grabbed the briefcase, and they still didn't do it. WWE simply is just never going to have the balls to put the Money in the Bank briefcase on LA Knight. And at this point, he shouldn't even have to be a Money in the Bank guy. No. He shouldn't have to even use the briefcase to propel him into the main event scene. He should be there already. So the fact that people wanted him to win this year is sad enough, because he should have won it 2 years ago. And them going with Rollins again, to me, is just such a weak-ass, lazy-ass move, man.
Definitely very weak and very basic, and the fucking lame, safe way out, man. It was a great match and a great moment building up, and you really had me hyped with LA Knight right at the end, and then you just sweep it all from under us and just give it to Seth, because you don't know what else to do with it, man. You don't want to take a risk, even though LA Knight, at this point, isn't even a risk, but he's a risk enough for Triple H, I guess. And he didn't want to do it, man. I don't know how, if they're ever going to put LA Knight into the main event scene. They should. It's long overdue, but I don't know, man. I don't know. That's very disappointing, and the match was great. The stuff with Solo and Jacob was really cool,
awesome.
And the ending sequence would have been great if LA Knight would have won, but he didn't, man, and they took the lame way out, had Seth win, and just killed the mood.
They definitely did. To what was a great ladder match, you absolutely just soured out there. Like I said, with having Seth Rollins capture that briefcase, man. I mean, it's just such a lame ass move. However, like you were saying, man, I really did enjoy the turn with Jacob and Solo. Yeah, I thought that was done very well. He obviously gave him the "I hate you," which we were all waiting to hear inevitably.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know what I don't know what I don't know what the problem is with LA Knight at this point. But again, this guy's entered this match for 3 years now, and for 3 fucking years you've had people wanting him to be the guy to walk out with the briefcase,
and
you never do it.
Exactly. They can't. You're too scared to pull the trigger when you shouldn't really be scared to pull the trigger at all. It's LA Knight. He's a literal safe bet for you guys. So I don't know why you don't see him as that. And it was a missed opportunity yet again. And I don't know what's next for this man. Besides, should have been already in the world title scene. Should have already been a world champion. Should have been a Damian Priest spot, but he wasn't. And that was already a big mistake in itself.
Huge missed opportunity there.
And the story they had with Priest and Gunther would have been so much better as LA Knight and Gunther.
Yep.
Those two fucking personalities clashing would have been so perfect, dog.
Yeah, they completely went about everything the wrong way, and they never admit when they're wrong. That's a huge problem Tony Khan still has.
Yeah,
and they replicate that.
Do the same. It's bookers, man. They can't admit when they're wrong. They're in control 24/7, man, and they're not.
Yep. So I don't know, man. Just very head scratching. Very head scratching there. I mean, it is pretty much all but confirmed that this man Triple H just does not like LA Knight for no fucking reason.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, good things come to those who wait, I guess. Yeah, we didn't see Punk. We didn't see Sammy. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Don't know. I didn't think those attacks were enough to completely take them out for the rest of the week. So I wonder how they're gonna explain that on Raw. When I'm sure they're gonna show up on Monday. Who knows, man? Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I man, I don't get it. Seth Rollins. That was the master plan for Money in the Bank. Seth fucking Rollins. You know, your Money in the Bank should almost work as, imagine a pro sports draft, but for a main event scene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This should be your draft for the main event scene. You line up 6 guys that either have not seen the main event scene in a while or have never seen the main event scene. You line up 6 guys and you say, which out of these 6 guys are we going to propel into the main event scene? Because you got all these new faces in here.
I want to see.
Either that or you have faces that have never seen the main event scene.
That should be the main event scene.
And you go with the fucking guy that just main evented a WrestleMania.
Like, especially when his character is tied into Paul Heyman, who you've told us has the power to give people title matches. So I don't know why the logic was this. At this point, the fact that you are doing King of the Ring now, you might as well have just had Paul Heyman pull some strings and put Seth in the King of the Ring. That would have been a better way of going about this at that point.
Or even if you didn't want to flex Paul Heyman, which I don't know why you wouldn't anyway, because you've done it.
Say you already do it.
This guy would have been in the fucking tournament anyway.
He would have been naturally in the tournament. Like, I don't get it.
Man, I really don't, man. Again, all the opportunity in the world to do the right thing, and you do that.
Insane.
So, yeah, that was that. Seth Rollins wins the Money in the Bank briefcase for a second time, 11 years after he first won the briefcase.
Crazy.
And with that, the main event. Not the main event, because WWE decided to do something. WWE decided to do something quite ridiculous. But before we get to that, we have an official word from the official sponsor here at the Notorious Heels, Dubby Energy. Dubby. Jesus. Dubby is an energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics formulated to improve focus without getting the jitters. Dubby's a clean formula that is sugar-free, 0 calorie, free from fillers and artificial colorings with 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. You can get your W products today with the link below and code NHP at checkout to save yourselves 10% on your next W purchase.
Truly. Always got to shout out W, whether workout, whatever you may need the energy for. Maybe you're Triple H and you need, and you know, you're planning everything in your head and you need the energy for it. W will keep you awake. You won't have the jitters, and it'll taste good all at the same time, man. Truly, always gotta shout out W.
Yes, sir. As always, thank you so much to the official sponsor of what we do here at Notorious Heels, W. So, my man Logan says he just ordered the sampler from W Energy using code NHP.
Thank you, dude. Thank you.
Well, guys, get like Logan.
Exactly.
So,
before the main event,
WWE announces the return of Nikki Bella on Monday Night Raw.
Okay. Cool. I mean, we kind of have Stephanie back here now, so kind of a quality difference there nowadays, but cool to see her, I guess.
Yeah, she must be coming back because she has to I heard she has to pay what was it, like pay child support or something because her husband has custody of their kid, or her ex-husband has custody of the kid. So I don't know. She must be locking in for that child support, I guess. I don't know, but she's gonna be back, and we'll see on Monday, I guess, what she does.
Probably I could see her just talking about evolution and the importance of it and whatnot. Yeah. Probably.
And then WWE runs a commercial.
These cowards.
They run a commercial. Michael Cole said, you know, you guys heard about the news about WrestleMania a couple weeks ago, and everybody wants to know where we're going for WrestleMania next year. And then WWE rolls a commercial where Triple H says anything worth doing is worth doing twice. He says it's time to double down, as they're giving you cinematic shots, these same cinematic shots
exactly
from this year's WrestleMania, as they reveal this very grungy, maybe, you know, Raiders type of vibe, black and white WrestleMania logo. And it is not the original date that was planned for Mania, which is, I believe, the 10th and 11th. It's going to be back the same weekend it was this year. Thankfully, it's not going to be Easter again, but it's we're still going to have a pretty long Mania build again, and it is going to be Saturday, April 18th and Sunday, April 19th, and this is what we got. In my honest opinion, I actually like the vibe of it. I like that it's the complete opposite of this year, because that's exactly what they needed to go for. Mm-hmm. I actually kind of like the grunginess of it, and like I said, just a little bit of a Raiders vibe. I like it, and I like how they just didn't go with the casino gambling theme again, or whatever they tried to go for this year. I actually am fucking with this. I do like I said, just the grungy Raiders kind of feel to it.
Yeah, man, it was a weak coward-ass move to go back again, especially the way they talked about it and the way they did it, and even what they had Triple H saying that, gotta double down, anything worth doing twice, whatever the fuck. Bullshit, dude. But I gotta admit, for the logo itself, I fuck with it. I can't lie. I like the dark Raiders theme logo. I do fuck with the vibe, and it is different. As much as I love a good gambling theme, you don't want to do it twice in a fucking row. So the fact that they're going to Vegas twice in a fucking row, which again, problem in itself, but I do fuck with the logo, and I fuck with that like grungy aesthetic. I'm very curious to see how they could implement that into a stage. But it is a weak ass move to take it back to Vegas, doing the exact same weekend, with a long ass Mania build, and I'm scared for the booking of 2026 with this company, man. So if I'm being honest, I'm dreading next year's WrestleMania, and I'm very scared, for it. But I will say the logo is fire, in my opinion.
Yeah, I like it. Obviously, I feel one way or another about them going back to Vegas. That's what can you say,
Wait,
man? I mean, what an awful ass fucking way to describe that. Anything worth doing is worth doing twice.
what?
WWE the past couple years legit turned down. Remember when people were like, Backlash needs to be a Puerto Rico exclusive?
And they were like, no, we have to take it around because that's the point. Motherfucker.
And they were like, oh, well, we don't want to burn out the market. We want to keep it fresh. We don't want to make things annual. And then people said the same thing in 2023 with Money in the Bank. They were like, this needs to be a London thing. WWE turned it down again. Now, all of a sudden, anything worth doing is worth doing twice. Get the fuck out of here.
That's fucking fraud alert, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, I do like the logo, though. It's very different. Very, like I said, very Raiders feel. So I like that. I did like that. But yeah, that was that. But so it's finally announced, and they did it, and it's time to double down.
I can't wait. I can't wait for Michael Cole to say that. Time to double down. I need him to say that shit.
Man. So the main event.
This board fest. This nap. This quote unquote main event, if you want to even call it that.
These motherfuckers had the audacity to put the last time is now for this shit.
For Logan Paul teaming with John Cena versus Cody and Jey Uso. Dog, that's like rolling the shit dice. Man.
Yeah. This this match was I don't know who asked for this to main event. I seriously question WWE's ideas in having some of these matches main event sometimes. Why did this main? If you were not going to do anything with Roman Reigns coming back or Seth Rollins being somewhat involved, being that both of the fucking world champions were involved in this, I have absolutely no idea why this main evented the show.
No, I really, it had nothing of main event value. That at this point, Triple H is booking his pay-per-view main events like Tony Khan books weekly television main events. On the lower card is the the most important thing, and the main event is just random bullshit. And this was just the most random shit you could have mustered, man. And this was the main event for some reason. And even with how disappointing the Seth win was, they should have just main evented at this point if this is what you put on.
Yeah. I mean, they just did a Saturday night's main event, and Cena didn't main event that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's not like by default he needs to main event everything he's in because it's his last year. Like, why did this main event? Well, like, legit, why the fuck was this a main event of the show? I don't understand. I really do not understand why this main evented the show over that ladder match, that men's ladder match. So I don't get it, but it started slow. As a matter of fact, it started slow as hell.
Most of it was slow as hell.
Fuck, man. It was it started just slow, generic. Anytime Cody would kind of get his hands on Cena, he would just tag Logan Paul in. So it was just very just bland.
I was gonna say this is just the logic of the booking of this match just made no sense, and it obviously produced the slowest match ever. You have Jey Uso in there, who's Dr. Slow in the ring. John Cena, who's to me, I can't complain that he's slow. Obviously, he's older, and now as a heel, he's purposely going to be slow at times because that's how it goes. But like, why would you put people like that against each other? Because you know you're going to get a slow board fest. You got kind of Logan Paul and Cody in there to try to like even it out, but it didn't work.
Cena and Logan start getting into a scuffle where they're pushing each other. They are, Cena tagged himself in. They're yelling at each other. Cena's telling him, I'm trying to teach you. Logan Paul saying, I don't need you to teach me anything. I'm Logan Paul.
Oh, man. I'm Logan Paul.
So him and Cena are pushing each other. Cody then gets hot tagged in by Uso. So he kind of breaks up their scuffle they got going on here. Logan goes to hit a springboard splash on Cody, I think it was. And Cody moves and he splashes John Cena. With what they did tonight, you basically just told me right here, at some point, you are probably going to see John Cena turn back babyface, and this is going to be one of his matches against Logan Paul. I can almost guarantee it.
What is he say? Like, when Logan Paul first came in, they got it right. He was the little celebrity attraction. You'd put him in there for your little bangers, and you'd call it a day. Why is he so integrated in, like, world title and, like, John Cena? And he's not that special. He's the little side special attraction. Book him like that. I liked him more as that. And I don't want to hear, oh, you're not supposed to like him. Please, for the love of God, stop that sentiment. I hate that more than anything. I think he's too much. He's way too much in a spot where he shouldn't be in.
Yeah. So, we then get a John Cena and Jey Uso face-off.
Boy. Dog.
We asked for John Cena and Punk. We asked for Cena and Orton. We asked for Cena and AJ. We got one of them. We asked for Cena and Gunther. We got one of them so far. With Orton. It was big.
That was a good one.
It was fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck asked for John fucking Cena and Jey Uso to get in the ring and have a fucking duel with each other?
We got the main event flop in fucking Jey Uso, and you put him against old John Cena. Like, what do you think is gonna happen in the ring? That's why we're asking for the AJs and the Punks and the Gunthers and fucking big, like, young, energetic overall people.
Fuck, even Orton carried him to a good match.
Orton had a better, more fast-paced match than Jey Uso, dog. Like, come on, bro. Jey Uso, I can't do Jey Uso, bro. I can't.
This is why we're asking for, and I didn't even expect the Orton match to be as good as it was,
and it was good.
But both those guys were working their ass off, and and it turned out great. If he had a great match with Orton, what do you think is going to happen when he gets in the ring with Punk, with AJ, with Gunther? These guys can make this a hell of a lot better. I can tell you that right now. And
Orton was able to turn up the pace. And then you have Jey Uso.
Yep. And Jey Uso's in the ring fucking super kicking John Cena.
Super kicking, stopping, looking around, super kicking, dude.
And he's doing his punches where he's like punch, pause, punch, pause, punch. Look at his hand, pause, punch, punch, punch. You're like, dude, what?
I can't do the Jey Uso match formula, dude.
Man,
it's so bad.
Sucks, dude.
It's in that, like, that's, he doesn't suck, but the formula they like stick to with him.
Yes.
Of that, like, punch, look at the crowd, punch. Oh, can I do it? Look, punch again. Look at it's literally infuriating to watch. I can't watch a match from his at this point.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, who the fuck is producing these matches and saying, Jay, that fucking sounds great. Go ahead go out there and do that.
Like, dude, this guy can move.
We've seen him.
He's a demon when you let him be a demon, but you're making him this walking catchphrase that has to stop every 2 seconds and hit the fucking Hulk Hogan, dude. It's ass.
Like, dude, what? We just seen him have a good match with Rollins.
Exactly.
And what did I say? It's only down from here.
Boy, were we right.
And it was only fucking down from there. This dude, again, he's in a match with Rollins, and he's actually having a good match. It was a fucking great match.
Because he's not pausing every 2 seconds to look at the crowd and hit his yeet and look at his fist and doubt himself and have a second moment for some reason. Dude, his matches are just so infuriating.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know who is producing these matches, but producing majority of his matches. Somebody needs to tell this man, your shit sucks.
This pausing shit is ass. Just work. Because he can do that.
I don't get it. So Logan Paul goes to or what am I talking about? He goes to not Superplex. He got Superplex. He goes to Frog Splash Cody Rhodes, but he waits for the Intuit Dome drone to fly around the ring. He grabs it, and while he's talking to the drone like an idiot, Cody runs up the top rope, superplexes Paul. He still has the drone in his hand. Paul then gets a Uso splash from Jay. And a little bit later, Cody and Jay were on the outside fighting with Cena. Cena got the amazing Jay Uso spear on the announce table. Logan Paul would then come to Cena's aid and attack Jay while he was on the announce table and hit a acai moonsault off the springboard through the announce table onto Jey Uso. This was the point of the match. This is the point in the match. Pretty much after that drone spot is where things finally started to pick up. Like I said, it was like the last 5 minutes of the match.
Literally.
But things finally seemed like they started to get going a little bit there. And after that happened, this would leave Cena and Cody in the ring. Cena hit Cody with the championship. He would then go to set up his attitude adjustment, but he would be attacked by a man in a hoodie, and this guy would double leg John Cena, start attacking him. He would rip his shiesty off to reveal none other than R-Truth, who seems to be going by Ron Killings.
Very interesting way to do that. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, that is very interesting for sure. So Cena gets to his feet, and R-Truth hits him with the WWE Championship. He runs away. Cody Rhodes hits John with a crossroads to secure the victory and to just all but confirm what is rumored to be happening at the Saturday night's main event. That that same night that All In happens is the rematch of Cody Rhodes versus John Cena to go up against AEW's All In. The match, again, it was not really all that great. It was great. Maybe like the last 5 minutes, things started to finally pick up. Happy to see R-Truth back again, but I would be lying if I said that I just wasn't a little just kind of like about him still kind of being intertwined with John Cena. You know, unless he's a factor that's really going to help John turn back into a babyface.
Hopefully.
Maybe they could play something up there, but we'll see how the cookie crumbles. Hopefully they make it good, man. But yes, I'm really going to need them to turn it up on this farewell tour, man, because I really don't want to see John Cena teaming with Logan Paul and John Cena in the ring with guys like Logan Paul for much longer on this farewell tour, man. This guy's got 6 months left. We have 6 months left with John Cena, and I don't want to see it wasted with people like Logan Paul. I'm glad that Travis Scott was not involved in this for whatever the reason might have been. I'm glad he wasn't, because that's the last thing we need on this farewell tour, but I'm going to need them to ramp it up a little bit.
Exactly. Most of the main event was pretty boring, but the last few minutes were really cool. The Logan Paul spot was really cool. Both of his spots were really cool at the end. And R-Truth coming back, I'm glad he is back. I'm glad they were able to make a deal. This was not just a master plan by the genius of Triple H. And I am glad to have him back, and him coming back as Ron Killings is very, very interesting. Like I said, I hope we get a more serious version of him, maybe a more fed up, serious version of his character. I think that could be really cool. And I'm interested to see where he goes overall. I wonder how intertwined with Cena he could be. Hopefully not too much. Hopefully Cena can more focus on Cody and then, other people that we really want to see, man. But it's not bad. They're obviously setting up one more Cody and Cena match. Probably, like you said, for that Saturday night's main event to counter program All In. And yeah, it was a main event that happened. It shouldn't have been the main event. Even with the bad ending of the Money in the Bank ladder match, it should have been the men's Money in the Bank ladder match that ended this show. And I'm glad to have R-Truth back, man. But overall, a very boring main event for the most part.
Yeah, and that was the main event. That was the main event, man. This was your Money in the Bank. This was your Money in the Bank 2025, man. Yeah, that was that. And yeah, I don't know, man. They gotta get it together, man. They gotta get it the fuck together. The first half of this show, like I said, was very good. Really up until about Seth Rollins grabbed that briefcase.
It was great.
Right when he hit that stomp on LA Knight, I feel that
killed the life.
I feel that just kind of killed everything, man. It was very, I used the word deflating. It was very deflating. And that really sucked, man. That really sucked. But yeah. Yeah, and then we went into that main event, which again, nothing happened in the main event. So I seriously again question why that main evented. And do not fucking tell me it was to bring out R-Truth, because that could have just happened in the middle of the show, bro.
Exactly. It would probably been better off in the middle of the show, man. But overall, man, it was a fine show tonight. It was all right. Some questionable decisions, but overall, it was fine. It was fine.
Yeah. So that is pretty much everything we got here today for you guys. WWE announces WrestleMania. They announced the King and Queen of the Ring tournament. That was last night on SmackDown, but and they announced Mania for Vegas again. Anything worth doing is doing twice. I'm gonna remember that.
I'm gonna remember that.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna use that.
We can see. We can definitely tell, Hunter, with your option to put the men's briefcase on Rollins for the second time in his career. We can see. So, yeah, that is, that is pretty much everything for Money in the Bank, man. That's everything for Money in the Bank. Like I said, it was a decent show. Just, man, when Rollins hit that stomp on LA Knight, from there on, it was just kind of blech for me, man. But fine show. It was good for the most part. The women's Money in the Bank match was pretty good. Dominic and Octagon Jr. was a nice 5 minutes of fun. Becky and Lyra was awesome. The men's Money in the Bank match was incredible. And then the main event was a questionable main event as to why it was there in the first place. But yeah, man, that was pretty much everything. Like I said, decent show, nothing to run home about. But with that is gonna do it for this edition of the Notorious Heels, and that is gonna do it for your annual Money in the Bank post-show review. And yeah, man, like I said, that is going to do it for your post-show review for Money in the Bank. Thank you guys so very much for joining us. It has been always a pleasure for my Johnny.
And I, Sir K.
And that is going to do it for this edition of the post-show review for Money in the Bank, man. Thank you guys so very much for joining us. Thank you guys to everybody who came out. Appreciate you guys. We love you guys, man. And with that, please like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you all in 48 hours on Monday after Raw for NHP Unscripted.
Peace.